Marvel's version of the Justice League could be introduced on Disney Plus in the Loki show. We know that the series will involve time travel, as the Super Bowl teaser did show that Loki has been captured by the Time Variance Authority, but now there are reports that Marvel's version of the Justice League, known as the Squadron Supreme, might soon debut in the MCU as well. Although there hasn't been much set up for the Squadron Supreme, what we do know about Loki gives it an easy path to make them part of the MCU in Phase 4 and beyond. I'm Greg Elliott with Screen Rant, and here's how Disney Plus's Loki can introduce Marvel's Justice League team. So before we get to the how, let's at least catch you up on the who. The Squadron Supreme, not to be confused with the evil Squadron Sinister, are a team of Marvel superheroes that made their first appearance in Avengers number 85 in 1971. They exist on Earth 712, a parallel Earth to the main Earth 616, and due to the very intentional way some of the members clearly resemble some of DC's biggest heroes, they've come to be known as Marvel's version of the Justice League, and the similarities do run deep. Hyperion is a superpowered alien who crash-landed on Earth as a baby and was raised by human parents. Nighthawk is a wealthy businessman who starts fighting crime after his parents were murdered in front of him. Power Princess comes from an island of only women. Whizzer runs really fast. Amphibian can talk to sea creatures. And Dr. Spectrum is more or less Green Lantern. There is precedence in the comics for them to travel to other dimensions as well as different versions of the team to form. And after the events of the recent Secret Wars storyline, members of the Squadron Supreme from different realities actually even banded together on Earth 616, and the very existence of an alternate reality in Loki could be a stepping stone for the Squadron Supreme to be introduced. So here it is, we know that Loki escaping the Avengers in 2012 has somehow got him tied up with the Time Variance Authority, or TVA, the organization responsible for monitoring and protecting the many different realities of the multiverse, which means that the show might not only deal with just travel across the existing MCU timeline, but could also possibly visit other realities like Earth 712. If, and it is a big if, the Squadron Supreme is introduced in Loki or at any other point in Phase 4, it could effectively give the MCU a virtual blank canvas for new stories going forward. They can make solo films for some of the more popular characters like Hyperion or Nighthawk that would be totally separate from and wouldn't affect the main MCU continuity, and could even possibly feature alternate versions of existing MCU characters. Or they could not keep them separate at all and introduce them as part of the multiverse, which at some point could lead to a huge crossover that brings multiple timelines and realities together. The way we see it, the more Marvel starts dealing with alternate realities and universes, the easier it would be for them to make things like Sony's Marvel films more loosely connected to the MCU by having them actually take place in other realities. That may not be the current plan, seeing how Morbius does appear to build off of Spider-Man Far From Home's ending, but it would give Sony and Marvel an out if they can't agree to another deal to share Spider-Man down the road. And this could even lead to the MCU finding a way to make older Marvel movies part of the canon. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, the X-Men movies, or even something like Blade could all be retroactively said to have been set in different realities, and the Squadron Supreme's ties to the multiverse could allow Loki to set all of this into motion, if Marvel so desires, that is. This might all be a bit of a stretch, but we think it's a really cool possibility, and we'll definitely let you know if we learn anything that confirms or denies our theory. So keep checking in with Screen Rant to stay in the loop. I'm Greg Elliott, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.